about yourself and your business?
Yeah, so I'm Apeksha, and my business is called Dezzarto. It started primarily as a passion project for baking, and now it's diversified into raising tables, cheese platters, little party setups, and of course, the desserts do stay at the core of it because that is where my soft spot is. So yeah, it's been around 2.5 to 3 years since I started Dezzarto, and yes, it's quite a journey. So yeah.
Okay, so well, how did you have the idea of changing your home skill to a business?
So I've always believed, or rather, I was always told that you should always follow your passion and whatever. I took it quite literally, and I always believed in doing things that came from my heart instead of just chasing something that I just had to do as per the societal norms. So that's why like baking was always close to my heart. I started baking when I was 10. So yes, it's all passion driven and quite emotion driven.
So well, how did you go from your first idea to your first sale?
So it was very random. Of course, like nothing can happen without family support, and the word spread that I was into baking and all, and then our neighbors and parents' friends and friends of friends, they started supporting and ordering, and that's how the first conversion happened. And of course, like it required a lot of effort and marketing from my end when I finally decided that okay, fine, it's not a passion, but now it's a full-fledged business and I have to earn money from this. And yeah, so you have to. I mean, I had to focus a lot on sales and marketing, which was really not my forte, and I'm still learning and growing each passing day.
So what was your family's reaction like when you told them that you wanted to start a business out of baking?
Honestly, there was no choice because after my college, I did study baking, and without any experience, I was like, "ठीक है, कल से my business will be called Sweet Retreat." That was the first name. And I started baking out of passion and whatever. My dad thought कि हाँ ठीक है बंद हो जाएगा, but it would fizzle out. And in between it did. I joined this business, and then finally when we realized that my heart wasn't there, I got back to baking, and then I put in all my energy, effort into it to make it into something big and serious. And yes, it obviously like it requires baby steps, and still, I mean, I'm not sure if they're convinced that it's enough, but yeah, getting there.
So what was like the main challenges that you faced while opening up your own business of baking?
So initially, I couldn't call it a business because I was a one-man army. I was, of course, like managing the kitchen work, which is operations, and quality is important in our line of work. So delegation has always been a challenge for me. Till date, it is a challenge. And of course, then you had to manage the finances, you had to manage marketing, basically all the segments of a business were run and managed by me and my limited skills. So I feel that was a challenge. But gradually, if you do want to scale up, you have to delegate, you need to have proper systems and processes in place, and you have to run a business like a business.
So well, how did you market your business?
So initially it was all word of mouth. Even now, no matter how much Instagram and how much paid marketing, Google ads is irrelevant, but Meta ads, you run, it is still word of mouth. Because what you see and what you eat, only then can you decide whether you like it or not. Like, visually you can like something, but 90% of the times, a lot of people have told me that they were ordering from other places, but it looked amazing, but it didn't taste as great. But I've always ensured that my product has to be fresh. So my quality is my biggest USP, and that's what I focus on in order to get results.
So what advice would you give someone who wants to turn their home skill into a business?
Firstly, you have to have a very clear vision on as to what you want. Of course, you can pivot, which is very important. You can't be very rigid about your path. Like even I pivoted from baking to cheese platters and now to glazing favorites. And secondly, you have to be customer focused. When you think that you are developing product for the customer, for his satisfaction, I feel that approach really helps in there. And if they really want to scale up again, delegation is the only way. You cannot take up everything on yourself.
So there are a lot of middle-aged women who would like to start their own business from like a home skill that they have, but they are too scared to do so because of societal expectations of like being a mother, or just like being scared if they are good enough to start their own business because they don't have a business background. So what would you like for them to know?
See, luckily we are living in a digital age, right? So starting a business is comparatively easier, especially for women who are doing it from home. You just need to have a skill. If you need validation, just put it on Instagram, make an account. It's as simple as that. You can create WhatsApp groups. There are a lot of community groups, right? So just put yourself out there. Maximum. So the first step is getting validation for your work. When you think that you're not good enough, and if 10 people order from you, that's good enough, right, to start off with. So that will give you validation, and then gradually you can keep building and developing and diversifying, and then there's no end to it.
So what's like the most important thing that comes like when you want to ideate your business?
See, you have to keep looking at what your competitors are doing. You have to keep looking for inspiration, and by default, this happens. Whatever industry, whatever business you are in, whenever you step out of your home, you tend to notice things that are relatable for you or that are a part of your business, right? So observing, learning, upgrading your skills is the most important thing, and especially right now that there are so many courses available online as well. Skill upgradation is super duper.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.